haven't seen you guys in probably a few months now if you're watching me on YouTube or Facebook. The truth of the matter is, listen, I have been uploading on my Snapchat routinely and Twitter. I just posted on Twitter not too long ago and on and Instagram. But anyways, I have to get this out before it's too late, all right? Let me tell y'all what happened on my birthday. And before I do that, just to let you know, you guys might hear my smoke detector go off probably every second now or every minute because I'm finally recording. But I will tell you the reason why you guys hear it now, that smoke detector thing has a mind of its own. I'm telling y'all, that thing has been going good every year on the year like clockwork, but I'm telling y'all lately, it's been just having a mind of its own. Just work itself out. I don't have time for this. I don't got time for the games. Anyways, let me tell y'all what happened on my birthday. All right, so my birthday fell on March 7th this year. March 7th falls on a Saturday this year. Oh my gosh, I just gotta get this going. You know, I gotta get my juices just doing this thing. But anyways, I'm gonna tell y'all this. The reason why I haven't been uploading, and I'm not apologizing for shit. Let's start there. The only reason why I haven't been uploading regularly on a regularly schedule is because I'm going through something personal. Only friends and family know. And when that dust settles, I am able to tell y'all the full details of everything that's been happening these last few years. There are Easter eggs, you know, I'm not Beyonce or anything, but there are Easter eggs when I was in another setting probably 3 years ago. And now it's time to actually live the life you were born to live, in a sense. And I will fully explain, I don't owe you guys shit, all right, I know that. But because I've been on this thing for almost 2 decades, I feel that I should relieve myself and just do what it do when it's time. Anyways, let's start on my birthday. Well, actually, let's start on New Year's. For New Year's, I went to Costa Rica. I don't know if you guys know. If you guys follow me on Snapchat or Instagram, on my socials, you guys see that I went to Costa Rica for New Year's. And I'll tell y'all more about that later, but I really want to talk about what happened on my birthday because there was some supernatural shit that I probably can't explain, but I don't have the energy because I feel drained even trying to explain, but just, you know, just wait for my book. All right, just wait for my book because I definitely have been keeping tabs lately. Anyways, oh my gosh. The last time I've been out of the country before Costa Rica was London. All right, London was, I think, 3 years ago when I wasn't mentally right, mentally stable, but I was waiting for a place to get built during that time. If you guys don't know, the people that are just watching me now, I did explain every and anything that happened during the time. Long story short, I got mugged in London, all right? And I don't want to exaggerate it, maybe because I'm saying I got mugged. I got pickpocketed. I got my shit done, gone, stolen. You know, my wallet, my phone, everything that I needed to get back to the States. But long story short, I had my passport. That is the video that I said, you can take everything away from me, but you won't take my passport, bitch. And luckily that happened in the same vicinity that my niece was stationed in during that time. So she came and whisked Rapunzel away. And that's the only reason why I chose London. When I go out of the country, I've been traveling for work, like Australia, London, not that London, but the other London. I've been traveling for work. I decided to give myself some leeway for the last maybe year. I've noticed, looking back in retrospect, I haven't been taking the trips that I could take because everyone has free will. And I was born with a passport. I was born in another country. I've lived in 3 countries my whole life. The last 10 years, I haven't, 10? Oh my gosh, this life is going by so fast. The last 15 years, I haven't really traveled the way I could, the way I've earned, the way that life gave me, is because personal reasons. And lately, I look back in all of those times, and that's why I went to Costa Rica for New Year's. I went to Canada for my birthday. I will explain. And now it's time to actually travel the way God intended. You get what I'm saying? Because not everyone was born with the passport. I am living a blessed life, a grateful life with good people by my side. And it's where I have the means, I have the life, I'm able to do what I want to do. Don't let shit hold you back. You get what I'm saying? I'm not going to say I've noticed that late in life. I've noticed that right in time. Anyways, Canada. Y'all never gonna believe this shit. I don't know if y'all have 50 minutes by your side. This video might be more than an hour. I don't know, because I'm gonna talk. And the reason why I don't do story times is because my mind drifts and I say something like a bird, and I mention this bird that, let's just say my mind just goes in different places. So I might get you to point Z from point A. Why do they say point A to point B? I might get you from point A to point Z, but there's going to be some layovers going on. And speaking of layovers, let me tell you about Canada. So it was between a cruise or Canada. Oh, my apologies. A cruise or another country. I just didn't want to be here. And if I ended up being here, I would have took it in stride. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people aren't here today. Take it how you want it. You know what I'm saying? So I just, a week in advance, because I don't like planning 6 months in advance. Please don't ask me where the fuck I'm going next year, because I don't even know where the hell I'm going tomorrow. It was between a cruise and another country. With the cruise, the price won't pricing. So I said, okay, I gotta go somewhere else. So I saw Canada is out of the country. I've been to Canada before. I've been to Toronto, and I just found out I am geographically challenged. I didn't just find that part out, because people that watch me know me. I am geographically challenged. I can't read maps worth shit. So I didn't know Canada spreaded from Seattle, Washington to New York. You know what I'm saying? Just up above. And I decided to go to Canada because, one, it wasn't here. Two, I could afford it. And three, it was in another country. Because case in point, I could have went back to the Philippines. I could have went to Zimbabwe. I could have went to Brazil. I could have went to fucking Germany if I wanted to. But I didn't. So now that I'm now traveling the way I'm supposed to travel, I still, you know, it's just, I had an epiphany. You know, I woke up one day, it's similar to COVID. I woke up, you know, when we were stuck in the house, for people that, you know, chose to be stuck in the house per se. And I told you the walls were caving in. And because I got bit by that traveling juice and things of that nature when it comes to social media, we go to conferences and all of this stuff, and I'm like, dude, I gotta get the fuck out of here, you know? And that's what prompted me to want to go somewhere for my special birthday. Lately, I have been spending my birthday alone, and that's okay. I don't need a pity. I don't need any, what is it called? I'm not fishing for grief or whatnot, because I'd rather be alone versus 5 fake people. You get what I'm saying? You know, that truth, that ambiance that you feel, that energy. You know, a lot of people don't have that. And it's like, I'd rather spend it alone. And lately, I have been spending it alone versus last year. Now, last year a friend came. I was supposed to do something else, and a friend came and she took me to Top Golf. I drove, but she, you know, treated me, and that was a special day for me, and I'm so grateful for that. But I would say I am one of those people that, why wait for your birthday? Why wait for Mother's Day? Why wait for Father's Day? Why wait, you know, to celebrate when tomorrow is never promised? You know, do it how you do it. If you have the means to do it, do it. Whether you invite people or not. Because I'm gonna go regardless. Good luck to you. Good luck, Charlie. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Canada. So, you're never gonna believe this shit. Okay. I've been off of social media, not Twitter. I just got my phone back. And I posted on Twitter. I didn't post on Facebook. I didn't post on YouTube stories. I didn't post on anything because I didn't have a phone. And I'll tell y'all why. All right, so anyways, case in point, I chose Canada. I chose Montreal because I went to Toronto before on business, and it was for 2 days. And I was walking the streets and I saw all those skyscrapers, and I was thinking, this gives me New York vibes. Granted, I was only there for 2 days. Anyways, so I chose Montreal. To save some coins, instead of doggy daycare, my sister watched Cash for a week. It was supposed to be for a week. I'll tell y'all why. But she watched Cash for me, as she done a few times. And my friend was going to drop me off, planned to drop me off to the airport at Raleigh-Durham Airport. So everything's good. I'm saving money on those two things. Let me tell y'all. After I dropped Cash off, okay, so March 6th. We're on March 6th now, so keep up. March 6th comes up, and I dropped Cash off at my sister's house. Gave her a hug, kiss, be safe, all of that. Update me, of course, you got my location. You got my location. That's important. That's important. Hey, I go to my friend's house after I drop Cash off at my sister's, and I'm parking my car at my friend's house to save me coins on parking. You know, hello, you know, life's giving you all of this shit. Take it. I go to my friend's house, and this is March 6th, like I said. So it's around 1:00 p.m. She drops me off at the airport. It takes so much of a short time from Raleigh to where they stay, my sister and my friend stays, that she ended up texting me when I'm in the restaurant in Raleigh Airport waiting for my plane. I got an hour left, and she texted me saying she's home. I'm like, what? That was quick as fuck. Maybe because I'm scrolling and time's going fast. I'm on the Snapchat. I'm on the YouTube. I'm on Facebook. I'm on all that. So I was shocked. Anyways, I said, thank you so much for dropping me off. And she said, you know what? Anything for you. You've done so much. It's my turn. You know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful for that. Anyways, so I get on the plane on you, and I'm not being dramatic, because just wait for the end of this video. You guys will see collectively what I've been through, and it's not stressful. As I take everything in stride, I laugh at the things that people would probably cry about or be upset. But why are you going to be upset? The things happen already. If you're upset and you're crying, you're wasting your damn time. Go somewhere. But the reason why I'm saying this is because my nephew called me animated. I may be dramatic. I may be animated a little bit. But I'm just saying, I had to get this out before the energy depletes, because next week I might be on my couch. I'm like, fuck it. You know, my friends' family know what happened. So let me tell you. So anyways, so I'm on United. Out of all the flights, a guy like me chooses Delta because I have benefits and stuff, but Delta was just too much. You know, I have free upgrades, I have free this, free perks, free lounge access, and it's just that I don't care. It's not, I'm not gambling with this. You know what I'm saying? The price, well, pricing right. So I chose United. My credit card helped me book that. My credit card helped me book United. And I said, you know what? Wasn't United the same flight that they dragged the doctor out of? off the plane. I could have sworn it was like an Asian doctor or something. They literally dragged his ass. And wasn't United in the same flight that they like killed 2 dogs on the overbend? Why would you put a pet on the overbend? I just went to Tampa, Florida last year for the first time with my dog. And Cash's first time ever on a flight, he did great. If you follow me on my socials, you would know that he did great. And it was kind of nervous. I felt bad because Cash, the life that I live with traveling, Cash never traveled. Cash is 12 years, he just turned 12 years old. So I'm so grateful that he had the opportunity to know what a plane was. To him, it's probably a spaceship or something, or a big ass car in the air. I don't know. But he was going through it the first 20 minutes, but he did good overall. I want to take him on more flights, but being that I could have took him to Canada. This is true. I could have took him to Canada, but when I go somewhere, usually I'm on the go. As soon as I land, I might chill. I have to have my own me time for a little bit. And then, you know, I would rather have Cash be with other dogs socially because he's been in daycare all of his life. And thankfully my sister has a dog too, so they play. I would rather him do that because we spend time together all the damn time. And I'm sure he would have been, you know, grateful to be with me in another city or another environment, but damn, I want my dog, my baby, to be happy instead of just like, what's going on? Why are we always on the go? You know, but he's always happy because my friend told me 10 years ago, time's going by so fast. She probably told me this 15 years ago in my apartment. She said, Cash will be happy in a box with you. You know what I'm saying? And I took that, you know, very personal because that is probably true, but you gotta live the life. You know what I'm saying? Your daddy living the life, you gotta live it too. Anyways, when I got on United in the middle seat, I Snapchatted because I know my Snapchat was about to be lit in Montreal. Anyways, I Snapchatted United, and y'all, that was the last Snapchat ever from me, from Alonzo Lerone on Snapchat. That was the last, and I'll tell y'all what happened. As soon as I filmed that, I had turned off my phone. I powered off my phone. It was at 80%. All right, I powered off my phone because I wouldn't need a phone when I'm up in the air. And I'm sleepy anyways, and I just want to rest and wake up in Canada. So I turned off my phone, I swipe. It's at 80%. That's the last thing I see. Blacked out, okay? We land in DC for an hour layover. During that hour layover, I'm going to a restaurant, but while I'm walking to that restaurant in the airport, in the DC airport, I try to power on my phone. It wouldn't work. It didn't look like this because it was black. I'm like, that's strange. So when I went to the restaurant, I had tried to power on my phone. And in iPhones, I don't know about Androids. Please forgive me, I don't know about Androids. But this one was with iPhones, it has a graphic to say that it's charging. It didn't have that graphic. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with my phone? This is an hour layover. People that took flights before know that it takes about 20 minutes to fully deboard, and probably 20 minutes to walk to the next gate, 5 seconds, I don't know. It depends on where your gate is. And then you're board in the US, you board 50 minutes before the flight. So it was quick. Anyways, I'm at the restaurant because I have some time. My gate is right there. I have 30 minutes left. I'm here plugging up my phone. No graphic. It's not charging. I take it off the port and I'm trying to turn it on because it was at 80%. Someone gotta believe me. Listen, there could be 100 people in the room. And if one believes me, that's all that matters, all right? So Gaga, give me some credit for that because nothing turned on. And I'm going to another country, legitly. So I board my flight again in DC. I said, I'll handle you later. I'll handle my phone later. I'm talking to my phone, said, I'm handling you later. I get to Canada. I try to power on my phone. Blackness, darkness. We're still March 6th. I have Lyft. That's the only rideshare app I have. at this current time. But I just found out Montreal doesn't even have lifts, so it didn't matter all that, but it doesn't matter. They have buses and metros. I never took a bus or metro. I'm kind of scared with that, but something happened later on that week during my birthday month, because it's still my fucking birthday. I end up landing in Canada. It's not turning on, and I'm at baggage claim. I get my suitcase, and y'all, let me tell y'all, it's still not powering on. And I'm like, I'm in another country. I'm about to get texts from my friends. The only thing I was looking forward to is my group chat from my family, because we always wish happy birthday to who's ever, and we have like 11 plus people in my group chat, I'm telling y'all. And now it's my turn, but I don't have a phone, but it's still March 6th. There's still some grace time. We still have some time. Anyways, I had to take a taxi from the airport to my hotel, which is 20 minutes from the airport. I check in, everything goes smoothly. As soon as I walk in my hotel room, I try to power it on again. You know, it's not powering on. I try to charge it, no graphic, it's not charging. I said, okay, it's my birthday. In a few hours, we're just gonna do what it do. We're just gonna do what it do. We'll handle this later. All right, Alonzo, we'll handle this shit later. Enjoy your birthday. Enjoy your introduction to a new age, a new time in your life. So I take a shower, I get ready, I get dressed. I'm like doing the do. But you know what's so strange and so crazy? I chose a spot that was just so happened to be live in the prime spot of that area, because all I had to do was turn right from the block, the hotel I was in, and everything. It's like lights, camera, action. It's like Vegas. I said, oh shit. So, okay. Because I was already thinking, one, you don't have a lift, so I have to take a taxi. I don't have to take a taxi anymore, because hello, everything is right there for you. So I had a good time. I had a few free birthday shots from bartenders, from strangers. I didn't have any friends over there, but it was a great time to be alive. All right. I go back to my hotel and I sleep it off. I wake up, phone still not working. Whoa, there's an Apple store 30 minutes away, walking distance, versus a 10-minute taxi ride. So I take what I'm able to have, which is Pat and Charlie, my left and right leg, and my feet, and I decide to walk and just enjoy the scenery, enjoy the fruits of thy labor, and just be like, oh wow, this is nice. So I get to the Apple store. Y'all! I get to the fucking Apple store. Never stepped foot in the Apple store in Canada before. I didn't even know they had Apple stores. But thankfully they do, because to handle this phone that I just got in May of 2025, I was already protected with the phone company that I have now, which is Verizon and Apple, because this is still under warranty. And I got this from the Verizon store at my local branch. Anyway, it's March 7th now. It's my birthday. Do y'all want to wish me happy birthday? This is your time. Okay, got it? All right, thank you so much for that. I get to the Apple store and I tell them, hey, something's wrong with my phone. As soon as I landed, it blacked out. It's not turning on, it's not charging. They said, okay, we'll put you in the queue. So I sit down, it's like 10 minutes later, the Apple store representative comes over and says, hey, what's going on? And I tell them the same situation, it blacked out. I don't know what's going on. I got this phone in May of 2025, and they was like, who's your cell phone provider? I said Verizon. They said, oh, we don't have Verizon in Canada. I said, of course you don't, silly goose. So she's cleaning the the port, the thing over there. I said, nothing's in there. I mean, it legit charged at home before I left the States. And okay, I mean, hey, you're getting paid, so okay, why not? So they tried to not only charge it, but the reason why they're trying to connect it to their MacBook is because they need to grab the serial number. They said, it's not coming on. I said, yeah, I know. I know firsthand it's not coming on. And they said, can you call Verizon? I said, with what phone? They said, oh yeah, that's right. Let me call it. So they give me this big block phone, like CIA shit. I'm like, what the hell is this? I've already had a Motorola Razr. Why does this look like, what is this? Afraid people are going to trace you? So anyway, so they called Verizon for me, and I talked to the Verizon. Verizon said, hey, we can't give you the serial number because of security reasons, but we can give you the last 4 digits. I said, oh my gosh, thank you so much. You can give me the last 4 digits. What the fuck is that gonna do? But I didn't say that. You know, I'm very so I said, okay, and thank you so much for the last 4 digits, but I'm at the Apple store in Canada's stranded in a sense. Okay, maybe I was a little over exaggerated because hello. Anyways, case support, they couldn't help me because they couldn't grab the phone information. And I'm like, yo, doesn't my own cell phone provider have the history of my phone? They did give me advice and said, you can purchase this a new phone and return it in 14 days. I said, yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to do. Because first, like I said, this is under warranty, so I'm good. It's not damaged. And they said, well, speaking of damaged, you know, if it does come back, if this new phone that you do purchase comes back damaged, you are responsible for it. And I said, okay, that's fine. And because I knew it was gonna be a temporary hold on my credit card per se, because I knew I was gonna return it anyways in less than 7 days, that I said, well, can I not just do a payment plan? You know, instead of like $900 iPhone temporarily, can I not just spend $27? I don't know. And when I say dollars, I am talking about Canadian dollars. So if you want to do your math with it, I feel like I want to say at this current time of March 2026, $50 in Canadian is 35 in American. And I know I checked my stats on this app. All right. Canada will be watching me. So someone got to confirm if it's true. Tell me the conversion. And I'm not talking about Google. I'm not talking about all that. I'm talking about what you know. And they said, no, we can't do payments because you don't have a Canada ID. I said, of course. Of course, hello. So I paid it all out. And now I have to have a number. The only phone that I have now is a hotel phone in my hotel room. I walked about another mile to get a SIM card. So I got a $50 SIM card, temporary, for a temporary number during that time. Still my birthday. So I put my SIM card in there and boom, I have a number. You know, I have an able phone right now, even though this blacked out phone is blacked out. Ooh. Okay. So I get to my hotel room and I'm making a call. I'm making a call to Verizon, and this took like a 2-hour process. And let me tell y'all what happened. So I called Verizon from the toll-free number from my hotel room, and they said they couldn't help me. I said, excuse me? My purpose was to transfer my phone number that I had since 2010 to the temporary iPhone that I was going to return next week. They said, we can't do that because you're out of the country. And there's no Verizon in Canada, especially Montreal. You know, the place you're in. I said, okay. So I've been with you guys for 10 years now. And I told y'all what happened with the phone that I got from you guys less than a year ago. And I just need my phone number from the blacked out phone transferred to this new phone that I got for 6 to 7 days. Oh my gosh, did I say 6, 7? Oh jeez. Anyways, they said, yeah, you're out of the country. We can't help you. I said, okay, I'll tell you what. I've been paying you guys this much a month, and adds up to a year with no problem. So basically you're leaving me stranded. Got you. Please take a note of this, Sally. She said, yeah, you have to handle that in the States. I said, oh, you bet your bottom dollar I will. I'm still having a good time. It's my birthday, and I'm just going to let them know I have a fucking hit list to handle. All right, when I get back to the States. But in the meantime, while I'm in Canada with the French, and whew, there was some cute one. But during the whole ordeal, I handle y'all later because I'm not going to let this rain my parade. Is that the slogan? But one thing I know about companies since the early 2000s, in my case, is that I can hang up and call back and they will tell me something else. That's what I did. So I'm still on my hotel phone calling the 1-800 number Verizon, and I call them, and guess what? Guess what their excuse was that they can't do? I told them the same story, and this time, this was probably an hour process versus the 2 hours of my time being wasted on my birthday. But they said, oh, we can't do it because you have two-factor authentication. I think that's the word, right? And we'll say verification because the way my mind works and the way my tongue be flickering, you have two-step verification. I said, well, riddle me this, Jan. How am I supposed to verify things when my phone that I got from you guys doesn't turn on? Is anyone hearing me out there? Luckily, I had my laptop with me. So I go on my laptop and I try to go to my email because they sent a code to my email. But guess what my email has? Two-step verification. And you know what the verification is? My fucking phone number that won't turn on, that I've been processing this for 3 hours on a hotel phone, for crying out loud. Not everyone has a laptop. So if your phone let's say I didn't have a laptop, okay, not that that even mattered because that didn't do anything, but it did do something, I will tell y'all. It would not do, and so that's what I'm talking about, two representatives telling me two different things. The first one, for that 2-hour phone call that I had on my hotel phone, said they couldn't activate it or they couldn't change my number to this new phone is because I'm out of the country. The second one's excuse was because I couldn't verify it's me. I answered all of your security questions, even down to the penny that I paid last month. If someone else knows how much I paid from my bill last month down to the fucking penny, that is talented. That is talent. That is talente. Gelato. I'm like, what is going on in these trees? This is my second day here. Like, hey, this is my birthday, man. What the fuck? Anyways, I said, okay, I'll handle y'all later. But because I opened my laptop, guess what I had? Some birthday wishes, some like, hey, happy birthday, happy birthday. I forgot that I connected my MacBook to my iPhone. So I was lucky, and it's very selective. You know, if you have an Android, I can't get those. But what I was missing is my family group chat because we always say happy birthday. And there was only 2 out of the like 11 plus because some of them have Androids. It's only, you know, iPhones. And it's very selective. Even if you do have an iPhone, I don't know, my Mac is like my smoke detector. It got a mind of its fucking own. I'm not in the mood for it. Just like my iPhone has a mind of its own. Anyway, so I was grateful for that. I'm like, oh wow, I forgot I connected it. Anyway, I had to make sure my Mac is on because I didn't want to waste my breath like I did with Verizon. But like I said, I will handle that at this place because I'm at home now. I updated my sister through the MacBook, and I had updated about 2 friends and a few people on my MacBook, especially family, letting them know I am safe and sound. This is my temporary number from Canada. They said, okay, because we were worried about you. I'm like, yeah, I didn't get mugged today. Not today. But so I'm having a good time. Long story short, I had a splendiferous time. I'm always on my phone. I work on my phone every second, you know, and I engage, and I'm doing this not because I have to, it's because I want to. And you get distracted a lot. You know, I forgot what they had, what it's called, phone brain rot, doom scrolling, all that stuff. And I'm always on my phone. Now, I had a situation that happened 3 years ago. Remember, I didn't have a phone for 3 months. I didn't want to hear all the tings, tongs, and all that bullshit. And I was granted like 3 to 4 months without all that brain rot. So I had that time to not have a phone, and it was very peaceful. Fast forward to Canada on my birthday, because I'm gonna mention my birthday a few more times in this video, just so you know. So on my birthday, I'm at the club now. I'm at the bar or the club, and I'm texting my sister, and she said everything that I was thinking, because I couldn't download anything, couldn't download Lyft, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube. I couldn't, so it was basically a fucking burner phone. And I said, you know what? This is a sign for me to enjoy my birthday. Enjoy your fucking week. All right? You have a phone where the important people can reach you. Enjoy the ambiance. Enjoy the scenery. So that's why I say, luckily I was, or blissfully, I was able to know what it's like to not have a phone for 3 months when I was in another place. And my sister texted me and said, you know what, this is just a sign for you to just be at peace. You know, enjoy your time and just be at peace. Because I could only imagine I'm somewhere else and I'm always on my fucking phone. Not really conversing with people because I'm always on my phone. You're in another beautiful country and place. Enjoy it. And that's what I did. I was not stressed. There was like a 3-hour fluke out of the whole thing, out of my whole experience. 3 hours. So I was good to go. Now, let's talk about March 11th. That's a Wednesday. You know how I know? Because that's the time I was supposed to leave Canada. So you telling me, out of all of the days that I stayed in Canada, March 11th, let me tell you, let's bring it back to March 10th. March 10th fell on a Tuesday this year. Oh my gosh. Oh my Lanta. I'm hearing all this bickering and voices saying, hey, you sure you're leaving tomorrow? I'm like, yeah. There's like, I think all the flights are gonna be delayed. I'm like, what do you mean? Yeah, it's gonna be icy. Huh? Okay, so let me call my credit card company that helped me book this this trip. I said, is everything on time? They said, yeah. According to what I see, everything's on time. For tomorrow? I said, yeah. During your departure or return back to the States? I said, yeah. They said, yeah, everything's on time. I said, what's if I want to extend it for a day? Just out of curiosity, you know? They said, oh, there's no changes. I said, of course they won't. Delta want to treat me like that. I said, but watch it be changes if the flight gets canceled or delayed. So that was March 10th. Keep that in mind. March 11th, the next day comes. I don't have a phone. Well, I have a phone, but I think you can only call Canada or toll-free numbers. I don't know how it works. I go to the airport because I'm not getting any information about it. I'm at the hotel before I have my suitcase and I have my bag, and I'm talking to the manager of the hotel that I stayed in since the 6th. So now it's the 11th and I'm about to depart. They said, are you sure your flight is gonna be? I'm like, yeah, I called them last night. They said they are. And yeah. So they said, okay. So I almost slipped and broke my ass going out them steps at that hotel. But I'm like, you mean to tell me out of all the days I booked, everything was like, it was snow on the ground during the 6th to the 11th. Yes, it was snow on the ground. It was icy, but it was snow on the ground. Beautiful days. You're telling me out of all the days that I scheduled a return, it's icy? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So anyways, after I get my bag in the car or in the taxi going to the airport, guess what happened? Because I didn't have a phone to do the confirmation on the kiosk, the guy was saying, well, are you sure your flight is leaving today? I'm like, yes, I guess. I mean, no one updated me, I don't know. So I scanned my passport and he said, oh, well, that's weird. Your flight is on time. I said, okay. So he said, just speak to the front agent. I said, okay. So he guides me, whisks me away like the Arabian Nights. And I talk to the front desk and I'm telling them. So while we're talking, while he's trying to book my seat or something, oh yeah, because you know, I chose the cheapest out of it. As soon as I was talking, it was like a 5-minute conversation. The dude in the front desk said, oh, that's weird. I said, what? He said, while we were talking, your flight just got canceled. I said, oh, I didn't tell y'all. I already returned my iPhone that I got for my full refund because I knew I was leaving. So I don't have a phone. I spent money to get back, to get to the airport. And I forgot to mention during the manager thing, I had to purchase $50 cash for late checkout. So checkout was 11, I left at 2. All right, so I just take my ass right back into that taxi, go back to that same hotel, extend it for a day. So I went back to the hotel and the same manager still in the stance like this, like, oh, what happened? I said, my flight got canceled. They said, oh, we'll give you a discount. I'm like, you should, because I just paid $50 for a late checkout. They said, we'll give you the same hotel. The same hotel room with the hotel phone that you need. I said, that would be great. But this is the thing. Because I booked it with the third party the first 5 days, I'm trying to save coins now. All right, best believe I'm not balling like that. I'm trying to save coins. I'm saving me coins. If I wasn't, I would have been on a fucking cruise and that shit wouldn't have happened. Oh, you're gonna delay my cruise return? Oh my gosh, whatever, what I do? He's talking about give me a 10% discount. I'm like, oh my gosh, sir, thank you. Anyways, I hooked up straight from the Wi-Fi because I still have my MacBook connected to the Wi-Fi. I did it with a third party and I told him the price, which was $58 USD. He was trying to charged me $90 because he was saying 170 Canadian dollars for 2 days. So I guess you split that in half, 80, is that 80 or 90? Is that 85? Anyway, do the math for yourself because that's not the end of my damn story. So he said, how much did you pay? I didn't have to tell him, but I said, oh, $58, I already booked it. He said, oh, how much did you, oh, I see that. How much did you pay? I said, $58. I'm like, $58? Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Why does it matter? I'm sure you're getting a cut. Of course, my battery runs low. Lord, I'm telling you, this video is gonna be more than an hour because I'm gonna get this shit off my damn chest. Hold on. This is intermission too, so I hope y'all got your popcorn and some sodas because let me tell y'all, this is part 2. Like I said, overall, the best scenario is that I had a great birthday. I'm still having a great birthday, just living my life. And you know what? I was partying up in Montreal. You know, when something about Montreal, that was my first time there. But all I'm saying is that people there are smart. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I'm geographically challenged. First and foremost, these bitches speak about 4 languages. You know, granted, I could have had 3 languages under my belt. It just didn't work out like that. But I'm saying, these people speak French, not everybody, just people that I met along the way. French, English, Arabic, I don't know, Arabic? Either way, the people that, smart. So the hotel, let me tell you! When I said I paid, like, that was by choice, I didn't have to tell him how much I paid because it's none of his damn business. But I paid $58 and that is USD. I'm thinking it actually equates. Now, back then I wasn't thinking. how much, I was just telling him what I saw on my MacBook when I booked it. And with that third party that I booked it with, it's USD. But when you do think about it, I think that equates to $80 or, $80 Canadian, or 90 at the most. At the most. Like I said, the Canadians can verify this, two-step verification in the comments if you want to. But when I told him $58, he said, oh, okay. Child, how about all of that shit he was talking about, giving me a 10% discount and giving me the same room that I was in for 5 days previously, just went out the window, out that window right there. Because I had to travel to the basement. I just need another day. And I ended up, getting my suitcase. You can hear it from each. Now, granted, when I say basement, it wasn't 90 feet down. It was probably 8 steps. But still, you can hear the wheels from my suitcase. Like, boom, 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 boom. So I'm like, why am I in the basement? He knows about the problem with my phone because during that day, like I said, when I checked out March 11th, I was supposed to check out. I went to the Apple store 30 minutes away, walking distance, and turned in my phone, got my full refund back. Now I'm back to where I started without a phone. And then that's when he asked me about the cancellation and stuff. I'm like, I don't know, I don't have a phone anymore. So I don't care. I'm just there for another day. After those 8 steps of my clank, 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 clank with my suitcase, I go in my hotel room. It's almost the same. You know what's missing though? A hotel phone! Yes, ambulance, while you in the background, pick my ass up too. But let me finish this video because I don't understand. He knows about my situation. You know I need a phone. Why are you hooking me up to a basement, to a room that doesn't have a hotel phone? So anyways, after like unpacking, unraveling, and all of that matter, I leave the hotel. I leave the hotel room and I talk to front desk about a phone. There's no phone. There's no hotel phone in my phone, in my hotel room. There's no hotel phone in my hotel room. She said, oh, okay, we'll get that to you then. I said, okay, thank you. I left for 3 hours. 3 hours. Came back, passing front desk, go to my hotel room, and guess what? I don't see a hotel phone. So right after I noticed there wasn't a hotel phone, after I left for 3 hours, I bump into that same manager probably 20 feet away. As soon as I open the door, I'm walking and I see him 20 feet away before I hit the stairs. And I said, hey, I don't have a hotel phone in my room. He said, oh, we'll get that to you. I said, okay. So I left for 1 more hour. That's 4 hours, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, I may be geographically challenged, but I'm smart in math, at least. I come back an hour later. Guess what's not in my room? A hotel phone. So I go back to the front desk, and this is the same person that checked me in on March 6th. I said, hey, there's no phone in my room. I talked to 2 other people. There's no hotel phone in my room. Is there a reason? He said, oh, we can get that to you. I said, oh, I literally heard this before. It was 4 hours ago, twice. So you know what? Instead of leaving for 30 minutes, an hour or whatnot, I go into my hotel room, I flip my MacBook up, and I leave the door open just in case. I'm here, legs are swinging in the air for 20 minutes, open door and everything, just in case. if they come into my room. No one came into my room. I went back those 8 steps. I went up in those 8 steps, and I talked to the guy that not only checked me in on March 6th, but the last person that said, the last employee that said he would get me a phone. I said, hey, what happened? I still don't have a phone. It's been 4.5 hours. He said, oh, the manager said, and the maintenance guy said, they can't have a phone in the basement rooms because of the connection. I said, well, who was going to tell me that? Nobody told me that. And I said, so when were you going to tell me? And he said, oh, I just found out, like, right as soon as you got here. I said, of course you did. I'm like that TikTok, of course you did. Still having a good time. That did not put a damper in my pamper. Damn, did that even make sense? Does anyone in the world say that? I just said, you know what? I'll handle you guys later. I just want to have a good time. I found out that I have an extension in Canada without me knowing until the last minute, literally, legitly. And come to find out, I checked my rebook ticket for the next day. Guess what? The date said issue date March 10th. The day prior, the day that I called my credit card company and see if one, everything is okay, and 2, if I can extend it. So the airlines already extended it without telling me, even though I was on the damn phone. What is going on? Does no one believe me in here? There has to be 100 people in this room, at the least. And at least if one person believes me, y'all have to believe me. I can't make this shit up. I have a great imagination, but there is no way that I can make this up at this point. So anyways, having a good time. I'm here like, what's that EDM kind of music? Like, I'm just like, I'm just doing my damn thing, having a good time. Everyone's lovely, hugging, kissing on cheeks. Everybody's so magnificent. Oh. But this is the thing. The next day, I felt like I lost a day because not that I was stressing, but I gave energy to something that didn't need to give energy to. Does that make sense? The next day, I decided, one, these people, this hotel is not going to get another dime from me. Okay, I don't give a fuck if it's $58 USD. All right, if you want to do comparisons, that's like a Motel 6 here, and I did stay at Motel 6. You know, just save some coins. I'm not living the Hilton life anymore, but it's cool. But I'm grateful for what I have. So it's the simple fact that I'm like, wow, okay, got it. Get it, got it, good. Call me Sierra. You're not going to get another dime from me. Not only did I pay $50 for a late checkout, I paid another day for a hotel that just serendipitously forgot what the fuck I was talking about with my phone. And people along the way are asking me, you don't have a phone? No, I don't. I don't believe that. Well, I'm not here to convince you. I'm here to have a good time on my birthday week. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Make it make sense. So I don't give a damn what you believe. So anyways, there was this hostel 20 feet away, legit 20 feet away. And the only reason why I knew that is because I went there, I'm exploring Montreal, and they have events. Man, they have events. I paid $10 for a salsa dance lesson, Latin dance salsa, for an hour. And that was a fucking workout, for real. But it's like they have all these events every day, and I noticed that. And a hostel, the only reason why I stayed, I booked this hotel, this specific hotel that I stayed in for 5 days prior, in another extra day because of my flight got canceled is because it was the cheapest route, the cheapest safe route for me. It just happened to be in an area that was golden and good for me in for my speed. This hostel next door, they had events, and it's free if you stay there. The only reason why I try to stay away from the hostel, because I did check those prices and it was probably $30 cheaper. The only reason is because I don't give a damn if it's 14 beds, 28 beds. The shared bathroom got on me, because that's the one that got to me, the shared bathroom stuff. And my dad, he went to the Philippines recently and he said he stayed at a hostel. When I hear hostel, all I'm thinking is the movie. When they, you know, kidnap bitches and be like, kill them for other people's entertainment. I'm like, but it's a shame because it was more of shared bathroom, kill. Shared bathroom, kill me, shared bathroom. Shouldn't it have been, no, it was the other way around. See, the dyslexia is getting to me. Shouldn't it have been killing people? Oh, no. But shared bathroom? Oh, that's where I'll fucking draw the line. Hell no, I'm not sharing a bathroom with 14 people. But because the money was acting funny, I decided to, I don't give a damn. You got one chance to do me wrong. And that hotel, they know what the they did. And I am waiting. I am waiting for that moment that is bestowed upon me, within me, to leave that review. But I'm not gonna do it now. But the thing is, they also charged $15 to watch your luggage for, you know, because in the States, like I said, I don't really travel outside of the country much. So in the States, they can watch it for free. Just, you know, get your ticket and move on your merry way, come back, reclaim your ticket, and get your bag. You don't have to pay shit. But this hotel was nickel and diming me. And I said, you won't get 1 cent from me. So anyways, the next day, this is what I already had planned. Since I felt like I lost a day, I was gonna go to that same airport, and even though they rebooked me for the next day, I was gonna rebook myself for the day after, so I can fully enjoy my time for that day I lost. And that's what I did. I went to the airport from that hotel that did not have a hotel phone in my basement hotel room, and I went there and I said, hey, they rebooked me for today's flight. Can I extend it for a day with no charge? They said, why do you want to stay in Canada for another day? And I told them my experience, and I said, well, because I feel like I lost a day yesterday, especially when you guys didn't notify me or anything about this cancellation, even though the ticket was booked March 10th, issued March 10th. But that's neither here nor there. That's in the past. They said, oh, okay, we'll rebook you the next day. So March 13th, Friday the 13th, I'm literally, how many times am I going to say literally? I'm scheduled for March 13th now. So originally March 11th, then they extended to March 12th, and then I extended to March 13th. So I canceled that second flight. But anyways, everything was free of charge. So I go back, before I go back, I can't afford taxis anymore. You know, I'd rather spend that money on something else, like a birthday drink or a birthday dinner for myself. I took a bus for the first time in Canada, and it was only $11. Did I tell you all the time I went to Costa Rica and I spent $11? Oh, we'll talk about that later. Anyways, $11 for an hour versus $40 American dollars for 20 minutes. Bitch, sign me up. And they said it's good for the Metro too. I'm like, I don't know anything about Metro. But okay, good. It's good for 24 hours. That's what they said. That's what they said. And that was proven right. So I took a bus back to the hotel, but not that same hotel I refused to give another cent of my hard-earned money to. I went to the hostel. Yes. All right, so this is the deal with the hostel. So now that I took a bus an hour away and I walked 10 minutes. So if you were in Montreal last week during my birthday week and you saw someone with a red Canadian hat with a blue ass suitcase, yeah, that was me. I'm gonna get here by any means necessary. So anyways, the bus dropped me off, and I'm so glad because I'm hearing, and they're talking in French, and I'm just seeing the signs because someone said this certain place I'm supposed to be at. And I'm so glad I took the initiative of asking the bus driver during the last stop. I said, is this downtown area? They said, yeah. I said, oh, what's next? Because the person at the airport told me to take the last stop. They said, oh, it's just returning to the airport. I said, oh my gosh, I'm glad I asked. Like, what the fuck? I could have went back to the airport, just wasting time. So I got out, I got on my merry way, and I'm like, clink, 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 clink. So I got to the hostel. Y'all, they treated me so well. And the hostel was probably $28 USD. Now the only catch is you share a bedroom with 14 people during this, because I wanted the cheapest route, 14. I'm just there for another day. This is my free day to just enjoy life, enjoy all the fruits that God has bestowed upon me. And I went in there, got in, I got everything, and I just went on my merry way. And I had a great time. Now the thing is, like I said, I don't have a phone. So I had to open my MacBook and talk to my girl that has an iPhone, and her cousin who has an Android that I can't get up with, that one that's picking me up, the same one that dropped me off. She has an Android, but they can connect to each other, and I'm connecting to her homegirl. So I said, okay, please tell your cousin to pick me up tomorrow, for real this time. Because I said that the previous night, because like I said, the airlines had rebooked me for the next day. I said, I'll explain later. I'm just trying to have a good time. I'll open my MacBook after my night out, and I'll take it from there. Just that's what time she's supposed to pick me up tomorrow at the airport. She said, okay. So I'm having a good time. It's like, I'm just doing my damn thing. Just doing it. I come back around 3 in the morning, and I open my MacBook, and homegirl said her cousin, the one that's supposed to pick me up the next day, told her my flight's canceled. I said, I'm not doing this today. No sirree, Bob. No, I will handle you in the morning. Not her. I will handle this whole thing in the morning. So I close my MacBook, I go to sleep like a baby, and I wake up the next day, and guess what? My flight wasn't canceled. So I'm at the airport the next day. Now I'm done with everything. And the hostel, guess what they did? They said, hey, you know, we can watch your bags. It's only 11 o'clock in the morning. You said your flight leaves in hours from now. So we can watch your bags for free. I'm like, where the fuck were y'all last week? That's my fault for even thinking about the hostel, that people were going to kidnap me and kill me for entertainment. Where the fuck were y'all? And y'all have all these events. And speaking of events, so the day before they were doing speed dating, drinking games, and all that stuff for free for people that stay there like me, because I stayed there that night. Guess what was canceled? All of that. And I said, of course, because I'm here. But regardless, I had a great time, man. I had a great time. They treated me so well, man. They treated me like a king, for real, for real. So I had a good time. I was just saying, of course, and taking everything in stride. And it was a very peaceful, no interrupting kind of vibe, even though I'm the one who chose to walk to Apple to get this shit straight, to handle things, the hotel phone situation. But regardless, when you look back at it, or when I look back at it, I had a great time. And I definitely had a great time while I was there. I was taking everything, and I was just loving the way people didn't mug people, didn't pickpocket people. Anyways, I got to the airport. Now, I'm 7 hours early. I got to the airport, and I was done with Canada. You know, Canada's behind my back. I get to the airport 7 hours early, and everything's on time. Everything is on time, baby. I was in the restaurant, and I opened my MacBook. And come to find out, after working the history and stuff that they canceled the flight. So I would have did part 2 at this airport with them not notifying me. So the thing is, I canceled on them before they canceled on us. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm like, nope, not today, baby. And I know people at the airport, my friend and I were joking around. I said, they were like, yo, Alonzo's here. He about to cancel the flight. Oh, he know too much. We gotta go. We gotta get the hell out of here. If he canceling, we need to cancel. Because guess who canceled? The fucking airlines. After I canceled, I beat them to the fucking punch. But anyways, I had a good time though. Long story short, but the gotcha part, this is where I'm going to end this. The gotcha part is when I came back to the States, and remember I told you about my phone because people were on my hit list. I have Verizon on my hit list. I have the airlines on my hit list. Remember the representative that was on hold for 2 hours, so a total of 3 hours for those two representatives? And I said, yeah, I'm definitely going to handle you when I get in the States. How about I got home, settled, I picked up cash, of course, I picked up my car, I got back here, opened my MacBook, and guess what suddenly tinging and tonging? This thing right here. I said, you gotta be fucking kidding me. This phone suddenly want to start working. I didn't even touch it. After charging it wouldn't charge. After trying to power it up, it wouldn't power it up. So I left it alone. I bought a whole fucking close to $1,000 temporarily iPhone for a few days. Talked to Verizon for 3 hours that they couldn't activate it. Only to find out as soon as I didn't even touch it, I didn't even charge it again. I didn't even do anything. As soon as I got to the house, opened my MacBook, I'm hearing this thing ting and tonging. I can't make this shit up. But I wasn't done with Verizon. Because guess what I did? I said, since you want to leave, yeah, I'm back in the States now, bitch. Guess what I'm going to do, Sally Mae? Like I said with the notes, I'm leaving you guys. All right? Because you guys left me stranded. You left me stranded. I asked one thing. 2 of your representatives want to tell me 2 different things. I don't give a damn if my phone started working. I was already protected. But let me tell you something. I'm not playing games with you. I'm leaving. They said, oh no, what can we do? Not a damn thing. I'm not gonna waste my breath off of every and anything I did and I said. I'm not gonna repeat myself. You guys should have notes. I told Sally Mae to make notes when I called on my birthday. I'm not playing with you. So you can't do a damn thing. My number's still gonna be the same. I'm leaving you with another carrier. Case in point. But anyways, yeah, that was the funny thing. The real gotcha moment is that my phone started working all of a sudden when I got back to the States. Well, when I got back to the house. I lost my SIM card and I only paid for 30 days anyways. And I got my full refund. I checked my credit card with the iPhone that I bought. And I'm not going back to that original hotel, the one that I told all my damn personal shit with about my phone, that they suddenly didn't want to give me a phone with the base. Anyways, not going to do it. I know where I'm going. If I do go back to Montreal, I'm definitely staying in that hostel because one, it was definitely like worth it. And luckily blissfully, I linked up. Well, not linked up. How do you say you roomed with good people? And even if it wasn't good people, I'm not gonna be in that damn room like that anyways. Bitch, I'm in Canada. So what you want to do? But yeah, I had a great time on my birthday. Thank you guys so much. Like I said, I wasn't on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. I was still working, but when it comes to social media, it wasn't in the cards for me for a good reason. I had a good, peaceful, great birthday. I connected with people that was supposed to be connected with me, and I got picked up safely, surely. I got back safe, as you guys can see, and yeah, I think that's it. I told y'all this is gonna be more than an hour video. My camera cut off like 3 times during this whole conversation, and I haven't seen you guys in a long time. And I told you guys in the beginning of this video that I will release all that information when it comes to be, when that fucking ink dries. I'm just enjoying my time, enjoying my surroundings, whether it's just me. I know I have good people by my side, even though they're not literally by my side. I have people that's rooting for me and people that just love me regardless and just want me to be happy. To be honest, I'm not happy. I'm still chasing it, but I will get there when I get there, and I am good. You know, everything happens for a reason. I'm supposed to be in this position the way I'm supposed to be right now. You get what I'm saying? So anyways, I would love to laugh, live, love, and laugh with you guys in due time, but I'm handling business on the back end. I'll say that. Anyways, I hope you guys finished this video. Thank you guys so much for the happy birthday, happy birthday comments and stuff if you guys chose to do that. And love y'all. All right, bye.